Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk a little bit about the lab and what exactly is going to go on with the lab so that you know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can see what's going on here. So I'm in the D2L shell for your course. And what you'll see when you come in here is you go to content. And under course documents down here, you'll see Alex. MH Campus Connect. Go ahead and click on that link, and that'll take you to this screen, and that'll take you into Alex. Now that we're in Alex, give me just a moment because this is not the way yours looks. So this is student view. And what you'll see in here is that this is your course. You have a path that you can click. I wouldn't do that. I would click right here to see assignments. Under assignments, there are a number of things that you're going to see. And I'm going to go ahead and pull all of them up so it's just view all. That way I can look at everything that's in here. You'll see a number of things when you do this. So the first thing that you'll see if you scroll all the way down, this is the matter in units and measure. This is the homework that goes with the lecture that we did today. You'll also see the virtual lab tutorial. And then if you scroll all the way back, you'll see lab skills graduated cylinder, lab skills pipette and burette, and lab skills balance. And these are not actually open yet. That's just to keep them in the order that they're supposed to be. I can go ahead and open them now if that's what you choose to do. You're supposed to do all 4 of these virtual labs this week. So that's your expectation, is to do those virtual labs. And then once all of them are completed, there is a post-lab quiz that goes with this. This opens on the 17th and closes on the 23rd. Okay. So, and that's the general structure for these, is there'll be a virtual lab and then there'll be a post-lab that goes with that. And questions about what you've done. When we open one of these labs, you'll see one of unlimited attempts. There is a late submission penalty. So if you submit it after it's supposed to be due, it's 50% penalty for these. You can go ahead and click start. And this will take you into the virtual lab environment. This will walk you through exactly what you're going to see when you do these labs. So there'll be key concepts that you have available to you. There'll be an overview.
Hey lady, you got your text message. I can't do it.
There'll be a before you begin. And they're not always there. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Depends. You'll always see, go to laboratory simulation. And if you click that, that will take you into something that looks like this. It says step-by-step instructions for the current phase, that's this phase that you're in. Using the next button, cycle through and review descriptions of screen areas. So it will walk you through what all those look like. I will let you do this on your own, but that's exactly what you need to do. So follow all of these directions. Now, give me 2 seconds. So if you try to go to the second phase and you haven't completed everything yet, it'll tell you what you have completed and then tell you, oh wait, but you didn't do this. So select methods from the toolbar. So there should be a toolbar. That's not on. Oops. Oh, yeah, right here. And this will show you the methods that are available. It will talk to you about how you do some of these things. Select reset from the toolbar, which will start this whole thing over. And you can do the entire thing over or just the phase that you're in. And then you can, and again, it will show you, okay, now you've done those things, but you need to keep doing the rest of it. So that will show you what you haven't done. if you get to something and it's not accepting what you did, then that's a problem, and we need to figure out why it's not doing that. Now, there's my notes section here. You can take notes in that. There is a lab data section, and it will ask you for certain types of data. It will expect those to have a certain number of significant digits. So make sure that you've checked that, because if it's the wrong number of significant digits, then it may not accept it. And it'll show you how to do all of these things. And it will show you how to zoom in and how to read stuff. Okay, so that is an important part of what you're looking for here. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that that's what we're doing. Follow all of the directions. If you run into something that doesn't seem right to you, you can either post about it on D2L. So you can go into the discussion section and create a discussion here that says, hey, I need a new discussion. Can you give me help with this? Or email me about it. And you can email me either on D2L or in Outlook email. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This happens every time I try and record something. I'm so sorry. But that is what you need to do there. If you have any problems, let me know. I'm more than happy to help in whatever way I can. So that's what your first couple of labs are going to look like. And there's not much that you really need to do for these. So I can come out of this, and you'll see that I got 80% of it done. I can retake it if I want. It will make me do the entire thing again. I can go back to the assignments list, and this will show me everything that's upcoming. Okay, notice that I have a grade here. This is the highest grade, so if you do it multiple times, you'll get the highest grade that's listed, and that's everything you need there. Okay. Now, a couple of things that we talked about that were mentioned in lecture. This pie progress is going to be listed as 0% until you've done some homework stuff, okay? Don't worry about that. That is not a grade that goes into D2L until the very end. Right? I wouldn't worry about that at all. The bonus section is actually not supposed to be there at all, but okay, fine. You can go into it if you really choose to. This is not a grade that you're actually going to get, but there you go. And that's what you need to do with those. So you'll have 4 of those. Actually, let me enter the student view again. I'm sorry, didn't mean to close it. So you'll have 4 virtual labs that are done at the beginning. Now, if you click that Start My Path, it'll take you through a whole bunch of stuff. That is not necessary. Make sure that you're going from the assignments list and only doing what's here. Now, if you choose to do the other stuff, that's perfectly fine. It will over prepare you, and that's okay. It's not a problem. It's just not necessary. Okay? So you need to make sure that you've done virtual lab 1 through 4. And the reason I know that that's what I need to do is because if I go to content and I go to my course documents and I look at the lecture schedule, what you'll see is Lab Lecture 1, 14th March 2023 is your check-in, and that will tell you what exactly is supposed to happen. Lab Lecture 2 is about those specific 4 labs and your post-lab for that, and that's the due date that is actually due on. Okay, so you have those 4 virtual labs that you're supposed to complete this week, and then that post-lab that you need to do. Now, you can do these at any time as soon as they're open. Like I said, I've staggered their opening just to keep them in the order that I wanted them. Alex has this weird thing where you can only make one thing open on a particular day, and like you can't reorder it. It decides what order it goes in. So that's why it's done that way. But you can do all of them whenever you feel like. The density, and again, that is generally speaking the way this is going to work. You can do the labs without listening to the lecture that goes with them. That is perfectly fine. You're not required to listen to this lecture. That is entirely up to you. There is information from the lecture that may apply to the lab that we're doing. Each lab is presented to help you understand information that we talk about in the lecture. So that's the purpose of having them. There are a couple of things that we'll talk about in lab lecture 4. We'll talk, going over things that we've talked about in the lecture part. So I want you to do some practice then, and we will take care of that. Okay. Everything else is related to some reasonable experiment that we might do related to these materials. Okay. To illustrate something, to investigate something, to look into those things more. So that is everything you need. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you. Like I said, you can do them at the virtual labs as many times as you want. If you run into an issue and you can't get past something, let me know. We can talk about that. The final submission date is 2 days before the end of the class for all of your homeworks. Your submission date, the one that's listed here, is 2 days before the exam that material is on. So homeworks 1 through 6 are on the first exam. First exam is going to be 3/29. So all of your homeworks will be due on the 27th. I cannot emphasize to you enough, these take time. So I would not wait until the end to make sure that you do get these complete. Okay. So I think that's everything we need to talk about. I hope there's nothing else that needs to be covered. If you have any questions, comments, problems, please let me know. I am more than happy to help, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks.